My flames could always get higher, and if I ever burn out, well, I'll call you, set me back on fire, and point me down swift. Your songs sound the same, but I got a blank space. I'll
Welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Grazie. This is a little oolong tea, and that was my nickname. That's what the ladies called me in high school. Oolong. It's fascinating to me that all tea comes from the same plant. Green tea, black tea, oolong. They have different methods for curing and drying the tea leaves. That's fascinating. And I finally have a pulse, by the way. The first segment of this podcast, I finally have a pulse on 2025. I have a solid take, and at the end, we'll have some fun. However, the last podcast, I think I said I couldn't put my finger, which is very rare for me. Being a versatile comedian, I could play guitar, music, act. I could do a lot of things that most comics just talk, and it's kind of boring. And in 2025, you need more to capture engagement, right? And I figured out what the crux of this issue is. And you guys are going to love this. So I think the crux is our perception is being molded and manipulated and controlled by the media. But you're like, wait, no, legacy media died. Well, yeah. Who said that? Oh, is the new media? They're going, oh, the legacy media it's fake news. Well, how come the new media is using the same tactics, the sensationalistic tactics and gross clickbait titles on everything? It's an emergency podcast. I'll never do an emergency podcast on you guys. I vow. Go one Scoville unit below that. Maybe a special edition at best. And that's all I'll ever do, because I don't look what's going on in the new media. And this is what it is. They lack honesty, integrity, and directness. For example, you'll hear this all the time. Globalist. It's the globe. Who? Tell me specifically. I'm a grown-up. I can handle the names and what's going on exactly. Well, no, I mean, it's the left and the right. It's the left and the right. Who? On the left well, it's everyone on the left and right. Who is everyone? Give me one name. Can you give me one? Can you give me one name? Well, it's they. They do. Who's they? Now it's who's on first. That's pretty much. And we're being force-fed like Fagua ducks. We're being force-fed this frippery nonsense, emergency podcast, garbage, daily. It's too much. We're Fagua ducks. That's what now we're waddling around with so much BS inside of us that no one can breathe. It's truly fascinating that the new media was like the legacy media a lot. Now they're doing the same exact tactics, because I think they're dying too. I really do. But there's so much money. People don't understand this part. There's so much money. They're Scrooge McDuckin'. They're truly Scrooge McDuck. And they DIY'd it so their sponsors are in-house. They cut out every middleman. That's how much money these people are making. They all own supplement companies, and now they sponsor and advertise on their own program because they cut out the middleman. So it's very hard. They have a solid foundation, so it's very hard to shake it, right? And but here's a very good example of what I'm talking about. I'll be direct with names, with integrity. And a little less comedic side, because I want to be direct to tell you what I actually believe and what I think is going on. So I think there's key players here. I really do. And this doesn't mean to say I dislike anyone. You know, I love everyone. But, you know, you got Alex Jones, black helicopter, the pure kinetic energy, the raspy voice. Like, that's science, people. Kinetic energy, come on. Then you got Russell Brand. Hello. What's the significance of Trump's hand on the Bible, people? Is this meaningless? Then you got Jordan Peterson. Well, universities are reprehensible. Don't you guys know that? Okay, don't you have like monetary investments in like a new university system or something? Shut up. Then you have, Tucker Carlson. not to lump this guy in there, but it's true. In some ways, not all the ways, but RFK. It's a we're watching the Muppets. That's the new media. We have why are the one commonality is they have insane voices? What is going on? How ironic is that? That they're on meat. They're could you imagine Alex Jones carrying a tune? You know, singing like an old Hank Williams song. It would be too funny if Alex Jones had a guitar on that InfoWars. He's playing like So Lonesome I Could Cry. That'd be good. I want Alex Jones to have a guitar. And that's the versatility of you're supposed to be able to do everything, rant, whatever it is. You're supposed to have it all. But a lot of people just get good at talking. That's boring in 2025. So, yeah, I think that the new media totally is controlling, manipulating, and molding people's perceptions. Why? Because your consciousness is the most powerful entity on this planet. If they can control that, they have, it's everything. That's the beginning of time. It's good and evil. That's the war. It's always been like that. It's not physical war. It's spiritual. And if they can control the spirit, they control everything. So they will lie to you and tell you that you don't have power, that you know, these people are lying. Now you're playing a game. Manipulation, lies, law. Oh. Who cares? Take back the past. This is what it is. Your consciousness is so powerful. You can look at the world like this. Is the universe similar to soil? And this is probably an antidote to all the new media crap coming out. Because it's nonstop frippery, nonsense, garbage being force-fed. We are fogwa ducks at this point. So this is the antidote. If you look at the universe as if it's similar to soil, you know, soil it doesn't care what you put in it. You could put a tree seed, fruit seed, vegetable, doesn't care. It's gonna pumpkins. It's gonna grow pumpkin. Okay, that's what soil does. It's natural law. Natural law. I believe the universe is the same way. Literally the same way. So you're going to put fear, globalist, fear, oh no, manipulation, insecurity. You get that back. However, and that's a bummer if you do that, but the other way rocks. If you put love, security, formidable job, healthy relationships, maybe a vow to yourself to be healthy. You get all of that. Maybe you can go, the universe loves to give me money. Start saying that. What's the worst that could happen, right? If you start aligning your consciousness properly, amazing things turn out. For real. It's not overnight. However, you can practice it. Scientific prayer, like using positive thinking, essentially. That's kind of the antidote, because then you're not playing the game of like giving power to things. Oh, this happened. Can you believe this now? What a bummer, dude. Trump and left and right, and that's a nowhere game. The ending is nothing. There's no pot of gold at the end of that game. Let me assure you, because the rhetoric, it's like taking money out of your right pocket and putting it in your left. It's the same rhetoric. It's the same tactics that you said the legacy media is doing. Give us an example. A perfect example is, I saw this interview with Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones. And in this interview, first of all, it's almost worth watching just to see the beginning. It's like autistic superpowers you're like, what? This is so weird. So Alex Jones asked Tucker Carlson a question. I forget the question. And after asking the question, Alex Jones proceeds to walk away. Now Tucker Carlson is answering the question, like, and there's a microphone right in front of him, but it's not on. So he like leans forward, like, am I supposed to talk into the mic? Then he goes back. And then at the end, Alex Jones walks back and Tucker Carlson goes to shake his hand. And once again, Alex Jones walks away and he goes and sits down. That's how the interview starts. It's a wild ride to watch. You go, this is so weird. And then the beginning of the podcast, it's all about, Tucker Carlson's, you predicted 9/11. How? How was no one asking you? Look, for the kids, he's not clairvoyant. Granted, I think it's a small percentage of people, but I'm one of the people that can have. I dream a preposterous amount, and my dreams come true, which is very fascinating. Although I can't control when the dream happens or how it happens, and if it's a bad one, that really stinks because I'm like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? So, and sometimes it's different, a little bit different, but it's the dream. I'm like, this was the dream. I started writing dreams down. It's the worst superpower ever because there's nothing. It's useless. I can't control it. So it's like I stopped even trying at some point because it happened to me so much. Apparently that happened to Alex Jones. And I think that people that like look, if Alex Jones's esophagus could talk, it would be all like, help me. It's not atrazine, folks. It's cigarettes and probably whiskey out the bottle. That's how you get that raspiness in your esophagus that Alex Jones has. But he's not clairvoyant. He predicted 9/11. My dad said the same thing about the World Trade Center in 1999, dropping me off at Clippers football practice. You know, that was a very common terroristic target. In 1999, 2000, there were shows about this, mainstream. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and then Tucker Carlson, no one on televised TV ever said that. Well, duh. You're not going to go on TV. There's a terrorist group that's gonna fly into 9/11. Osama bin Laden's gonna kill us all. No, that's not what's. Here's my pulse on that whole 9/11 thing. Never forget, dude. Well, I didn't. I'm talking about it now. Are you happy? So I think it's true that money was the root of all evil. Okay, so you have a rogue CIA group. So you have a rogue terroristic cell. Okay, well, you need funding. And this is open, this is public information. You can look this up. A few people and a few groups of people made an enormous, tremendous amount of money but essentially they bet on American Airlines and different airlines, their stocks plummeting on 9/11. And okay, now you have the money. Now you can fund everything, but money is the root of it. That's the CIA's been doing this since, rogue CIA cells selling crack. This is public information. And I think that's it's gross, the lengths that these people go to, but it's the same rhetoric. It's just a different group of people. And I don't know if you can ever fully extinguish evil unless you have like Jesus comes back, and it's not Russell Brand, but hello, Trump's hand on the Bible, is it significant? It just so happens that he's cooked. Russell Brand's cooked, dude. He has a court case, the most significant court case in his life, and now you're turning over a new leaf. Okay, God bless him if it's real. Who knows? It's very coincidental, highly convenient that you're displaying how much you love Jesus after you've been cooked by like 8 women. That's a lot. It's a lot of women. I know a lot of rich, handsome people. Not a lot. I know 5 or 6, and they don't have 8 women coming after them. Well, it's not Russell Brand, the charisma and the hair and his tight pants. Okay, I don't know. Well, RFK, the poison food and he because of some outside organizations that he's involved in that I may or may not have been involved in the past, I believe he does good for the most part. Although he is lumped in with the vaccines, all that stuff. But look, what the crux of the problem is, you can take this one to the bank and cash this check. Cash money, buddy. Sonny. This is what it is. There's too many insane voices. The new media, it's highly ironic that they all sound like a character from the Muppets. Why are we listening to the Muppets? You need earplugs in 2025. That's the crux of the problem, people. It's the insane voices. Hello, what's the significance of Trump's hand on the Bible? Universalists are reprehensible. Black helicopters are black helicopters. Poison food. Shut up, all of you. Sorry.
watch out for the victim. Psychopaths Lord by definition, and roams wear sheep's clothes and cats.